What do you think you admire the most about Joe Rogan?
Just how tall he is. The sketch we did on Awesome Show where it was my funeral. Is there any technique to doing this?
Just swing that right leg right there.
Did you see that weird little knob up there? Just don't hit your head on that.
Yeah, I'll try not to. At the open casket viewing, my face was in a terrible expression. It was just like,
Thank you.
But I had to hold that for a long time.
Hello, and welcome to Grave Conversations, the only show where your favorite celebrities get to lie down. I am your host, David Dastmalchian. Today's guest is someone that we hope lives for a very, 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 very long time. He is an actor, writer, comedian, musician, professional disruptor of reality. You know him from Tim and Eric on Cinema, Us, so much more. Please welcome Tim Heidecker. Hi, Tim.
Hi, David. Thank you so much for pronouncing your last name in my presence.
You're welcome. It's one of the gifts I give people. I learned a tip, in case you can remember this, for my own name, which was weird to have someone give me a tip on how to help people pronounce my name. But imagine I have a small chin, and I said, this small chin, David Dastmalchian.
Oh, okay. Because if you don't mind, I'm just going to continue to call you David Dalmatian.
That's fine. It's I've had that since elementary school, and I like it. We like to start this program with a segment that we call Questions You Need to Answer Before You Die, or as the acronym Industrial Complex calls it, Quintabed. Tim, how do cell phones work?
Just the same way landline telephones work. Just essentially, there are wires that are so thin that it passes through matter with no problem. And each phone is connected through microscopic wires that are that we can pass through unexplained physics.
Do you think that dogs ever get mad that we make them eat meat cereal instead of real food?
Now, this is a line of questioning that rewards the interviewer, because I can just say yes or no to that form.
Sure.
So I don't dignify those with replies.
Honestly, I wouldn't either. What's the most irrational thing about the world that you just accept?
The finiteness of existence. It's a raw deal.
Were you raised with any kind of dogma, like religious upbringing, anything like that?
Lax Catholic.
Okay. But it wasn't hardcore in your household as a kid?
No, it was more for the schooling,
Sure.
The school, and a light helping or light assistance on the ethical, moral.
A wafer here and there?
Yeah,
sure.
Just, societal, making us not seem like strange people, kind of,
It's
fitting
what
in.
fucked me up the most as a little kid, in all honesty, talking about the finiteness of things, was this notion of infinite, eternal life. I was raised in a pretty, very religious, environment, and that was what they always talked about, was,
Right.
You're gonna live forever, so where are you gonna choose to go? And I would just sit up nights, I couldn't get my head around this idea of something never ending. But then at the same time, I was very sad and freaked out at the thought that it was all just gonna be over.
Yeah.
It's a complete mind maze.
Well, my dad, when I was in high school, he grew up Catholic as well, but wasn't very zealous about it. And one day he said, "Do you believe in hell? Do you think hell exists?" And I thought, I don't know. It seems pretty extreme, And he says, "Yeah, me too. I don't think there's anything you could possibly do that would warrant that kind of eternal punishment." And then when you unravel that, the whole thing starts to kind of fall apart. So that was the permission I was given to kind of stop worrying about that stuff.
Yeah. I've got two littles, and I like raising them without that concept of fear around something like that. I think hopefully they'll have therapy for other reasons. What's a completely normal activity that just feels suspicious?
Masturbating,
And it is,
which I haven't tried yet, but apparently
you're missing
people
out,
are
pal.
saying
You are
it's
missing
tremendous
out.
fun.
Let me tell you, if you're watching this, there's nothing abnormal about it. It is very healthy, and I want you to feel comfortable exploring yourself. Which fandom?
Now? I've only masturbated in a coffin once.
God damn it. Oh, Tim. Which fandom scares you the most?
Oh, well, MAGA.
Political, I was going to say. Yeah, terrifying. What should be done about them?
Sterilization? No, I don't know. I'm a, what did Mao do in China with the re-education camps? That sounds about right.
Have you learned anything about yourself?
No.
Okay.
Being on Grave Conversations makes me feel honored to be included in this pantheon of great guests and to be a part of David's little friend group.
What movie villain do you think would be the best hang?
What movie villain? Oh, you got to go Joker. There's no better
Be a good hang.
villain than the Joker.
Yeah, he'd be a good hang. He probably wouldn't be a great hang, but when I was a kid, the James Bond movies, the big dude Jaws, I thought he was so cool with the big braces.
It seemed like he was kind of dim-witted, though.
But he could when I was a little kid that got bullied a lot, I think maybe I wanted him to be my bodyguard. Remember
Right.
that movie? I wanted Jaws to show up and like whoop Matt Dillon's ass for bullying me. Do you think that there should be dramatized films about musicians while they are still alive?
Oh, I never considered that.
There are.
There sure are. Elton,
Yeah.
John,
Bob.
Bob Dylan is still very much alive.
Yeah.
Bruce Springsteen.
Yeah.
So I like a lot of those movies. So I think yes, I think it's okay with their permission, I guess.
Sure.
The Beatles movies in the works. 2 of them are still alive.
You know, I'm a big Led Zeppelin fan, and they didn't do a dramatization of their lives, but they recently put out a documentary, and it was, no offense,
I didn't like
Robert, and
I didn't like it.
you know what I did like though was the footage, like the way they remastered some of that old footage. I
Sure.
thought that looked really cool.
Yeah, did you read the Bob Spitz book that came out a few years ago?
No.
Yeah, you're gonna want to read that and understand when you're speaking of villains.
Yeah.
You got a couple in that group.
Okay. I got to read it.
Bad
I gotta read it.
guys. Look, great music, bad guys.
Great music. And it was so fascinating, though, the documentary, because they were like, after a show, we just wanted to go home and,
Yeah.
just cuddle by the fire. I was
Right.
like, that's not true.
I also think they made their most interesting music after the subject of the documentary, like the period.
Yes.
The documentary was basically the first couple of years of them touring, and I think they're, Zeppelin 3, 4, Houses of the Holy, Physical Graffiti. I think that's much more interesting music than that earlier, like blues-based
Physical
kind of stuff.
Graffiti's just so good. I have a lot of these. What's a social norm that you secretly despise?
I guess like small talk. It's painful to go to I often, I become less interested in going to parties and things because I dread the getting caught in a small talk loop. I was at a thing last night and I actually accidentally started talking about the weather, and somebody called me out and yeah, well, I was complaining about the heat here in Los Angeles yesterday. It was very hot, unseasonably hot. And my friend said, yeah, well, it's all different cities, other cities have issues too with weather, I go, yeah, well, I guess you just caught me. I just was boring you with weather talk.
And here we are talking about. I was literally about to chime in on the weather, but I wanted to ask you, when did you first realize that people couldn't always tell when you were joking? And did that feel like power, or did it feel like responsibility, or both?
I guess I've always been a bit misunderstood, and I can recall in college, just being sarcastic or droll or ironic, and it often not translating, and it being perceived as like I was a dick or an asshole, which maybe you could, all those things intersect occasionally. So I think some kid actually went to knock me out at some point because he thought I was just being a dick when I was just trying to be funny. So it can be complicated and cause trouble for me.
Sure. I am a big advocate for and supporter of the Rick Alverson film Comedy that you did, and with that character, obviously, we get to know him over the course of the film, and you can form your opinions as you see the film, and everyone should go watch it when you can. But I watched the film in a packed theater of people who were roaring with laughter at moments that, to me, as I felt, were certainly not intended to have that effect, and it really irritated me until I turned this corner, because the person I was with was like, "Hey, relax, Mr. Entertainment Police. Let people have the experience they're having."
Yeah.
And I was like, "What do you mean?" And they go, "Do you know what people do when they're uncomfortable?"
They laugh.
It was pretty fucking cool, man. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Have you learned anything about yourself?
No.
Okay. Not a thing yet. You've been doing on cinema for a very long time. Has doing something for that long, had the effect of kind of changing the way you look at the way you do work? Has the way that you do your work changed a lot over the years that you've been doing it?
I suppose it must have.
Yeah.
I still love thinking of, it's something I think about more than anything else I do, I think. I spend a lot of time throughout the day just thinking about it and thinking what we can do or what we should do or how to solve problems about where we've landed on the story and the characters. So it consumes a lot of my day on a daily basis. I don't think I've changed anything fundamental about the way I work with other people, except I maybe value it more and appreciate it more, that I have the history of the success with working with people, if that makes sense. I have become more comfortable, emoting and showing appreciation with those people. And I'm aware of it more than maybe it was always there, but now I'm sort of more aware of it.
How much it means to people when it's heard or expressed.
Yeah, well, just how grateful I am to be working with the people I'm working with.
You do have some amazing people that work around you. I love that group, the Office Hours group. You've got some really wonderful folks.
I really am.
You're a magnet.
I get a lot of credit, but I am partly responsible for it, but I am also blessed with great collaborators through my whole career that have lifted me up.
What do you think you admire the most about Joe Rogan?
Just how tall he is.
Do you feel more protective of your comedy or your music?
The comedy can stand up on it. The comedy is a bit more of a seasoned, battered fighter that I'm not worried about if I'm going to personify these abstract ideas. Music is a little frightened child that needs my supervision and protection more.
I've gotten to see you perform music several times as well, live, obviously.
Oh my
on
God,
the internet.
I have
quite
no
a bit.
idea. I don't know you're out there in the
Out there
in the shadows.
Out in the shadows. In fact, I saw you perform with Rick and Emily before. I've seen you perform with your band. I've seen you perform in big stages, small stages. At this point, what still, or if anything, scares you creatively?
Nothing scares me. Some things are harder now than they were, but I don't have fear of creativity. I thank the Lord for that. I guess I would be scared of never working again and never finding a way to earn doing, creating things. That would be. I'd have to have a separate meeting with you about what to do, David. I mean, no offense to these beautiful coffins, but I believe I would like my body to be disposed of in a humorous way.
How are you feeling?
No, I feel rested. It was like a meditation.
I'm ready to jump into what is the most important part of this conversation, Tim. Thank you for letting us now seamlessly transition into the clippable questions that perform well on social media to the topic of death and dying, which is the real reason why we're here. It's a segment we call Death Wish. Tim Heidecker, would you rather your funeral be funny, beautiful, or extremely efficient?
Well, if it's funny, it will therefore be beautiful, and if it's efficient, it will be funny and beautiful. If it's funny, it will be efficient, because if it's not funny, it will have been bloated and obnoxious.
Do you have any requests for your funeral, like music, atmosphere, special attendees, anything that you really want to make sure takes place at your funeral?
I certainly have not dwelled on it too deeply. I shouldn't say certainly, maybe it's common practice to think about it, but I wouldn't want it to be a financial burden on anybody, so keep the costs down.
My dad rented a coffin so he could be displayed.
I would like my body to be, I mean, no offense to these beautiful coffins, but I believe I would like my body to be disposed of in a humorous way.
Like fed to things or something?
Sure.
It's kind of funny, I guess. That's scary too. I like that. Kind of in that ballpark, if we were to take Quietly in My Sleep off of the table, how would you like to die?
Oh, easily self-inflicted gunshot wound. At dinner with my family. That's been my dream. I just don't have the courage.
Tim, if you died and you went to heaven, who would you be most surprised to see there?
Oh God, there's a million funny answers. I think I would be disappointed to find any of these old aunts and uncles that I remembered from, great aunts. These people that I remembered from my childhood who passed away a long time ago. The nightmare would be that heaven is like meeting them again.
And you're stuck with them forever.
Yeah.
They're pinching your cheeks. They're telling you how cute you look in your cummerbund. You get to bring 3 albums into the afterlife. What are they?
The latest from Foreigner, because I haven't really got a chance to listen to it.
Sure.
And I would like to spend a little time with it. I would say the Brown album, the band. Blood on the Tracks.
Do you feel more or less ready to die now than you did an hour ago?
Yeah, I mean, I can't wait. I'm sorry, this is so morbid, my humor.
Tim, you absolutely killed that segment. That is enough about death. We want to know what's going on in your life in a segment called Living for This. What's happening in your life personally or professionally that you're very excited about?
Oh, well, I continue to do office hours live every Thursday morning. It's a great time. Check out that on YouTube. And On Cinema continues to stream on HEI Are you a member of the HEI Network?
I have been a HEI Network member for a long time, yeah.
It is the only way, the way forward for independent creators. We started our own streaming service for the show. It's a reasonable $6 a month or less if you do the annual.
Sign up for a long term.
Yeah, just do it.
Commit to it.
It's so great. We run our own company now, and we get to do whatever we want, and it's a great way forward for this kind of comedy.
You guys, the content is well worth the investment. Invest in yourself. Become a member. It's a movement. But seriously, you've revolutionized the internet, in fact.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us today. I'm so grateful. I when you said yes,
So
I
grave.
was very happy. So gravely. There's one more thing we will want to ask you to do before we de-mic you and let you awkwardly negotiate your way out of a casket that's 4 feet off the ground. It would be our honor if you gave your own eulogy, and yes, of course, it is spelled in a fun, cute way.
Fun.
When I say die, you're going to have 60 seconds to give yourself your own eulogy. This is that moment that will kind of sum it all up. You get one shot, one opportunity, mom spaghetti, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Ready in 3.
Now, okay.
No, go ahead, ask a question.
Am I me in this, or am I someone?
You're standing at your own funeral, so you'd be talking about Tim.
Okay. I'm
3,
ready.
2, 1, die.
Good afternoon, everybody. What a relief, right? Everybody can breathe now. No more burps and farts and bad breath from Tim, from me. You guys can all go about your lives, not worry about me anymore. It's been a real treat to be in your lives, but please move on and don't dwell on my passing, and enjoy what the possibility of life could be without me bothering you. Thank you. Goodbye.
It was beautiful. Well, Tim, thank you for that and for everything that you've given me. That's it. Seacrest out.
You should get his
God, I love
Ben Bernanke, the old Fed chairman, would be great.
Great.
Yeah, I don't know if he's still alive, but.